Everyone, I'm Dave, welcome back to Goodford Model Railway. I just wanted to give you a very brief update on what I've been up to. I realise it's been a while since I've done a video and I've actually done quite a lot, I think. So I'll just do a quick spin around the layout and show you what I've been up to. As always, your comments and stuff are more than welcome. Yeah, here goes. So I'm going to start the tour again with the fiddle yard. A few changes have been made on here. So for those of you who have been following this channel, the last update had two lines that were going to be scenic that were running down here, and I was going to do TMD or something on top of the fiddle yard. That idea has now been scrapped. I think there was just too much to it, and I actually quite like having access to the fiddle yard quite easily. It would be a shame to cover it up. So yeah, I've basically, well, I'll come on to what I've done on the main lines in a bit, but there's an extra couple of lines here which allow slightly shorter trains, so an 800 or a 221 Voyager cross country squeeze into there. And something else you may have noticed, I've started looking at another area of the country as well. So there's a couple of Freightliner trains, I'm still building them up. I need to do a lot to the wagons and get them running properly. But I'm sort of creating another set of stock that will fit in, still on the Great Western Main Line, but will also fit in around the sort of Reading, Didcot, Westbury, that sort of part of the country, maybe even Wales, a bit of steel there. So I don't want to limit it to too much. So I have been working on accumulating a bit of rolling stock lately. I really like the steel train. Again, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to it all, but picking up some nice rakes of stock. So as you can see, I've spun around the fiddle yard a fair bit here. There's a gap still at the front. So I have left a space in the fiddle yard for potentially having another fiddle yard for a second layout, which would be a TMD, and that would actually come into the middle of the room here. So that is an entirely separate project. For those of you who've been following from the start will know I wanted to get this done in a year, and ultimately I would like to get something finished in that time. So the plan is to just crack on with the main roundy layout, and then should I need to, I will start on the TMD, but this is more enough to be going on with. Right, so the station, I can't remember where it was up to before, so I'll just run through it. So the station here is building on top. I've been keeping Metcalfe in business the last couple of months, I think. I think I need to lower that. So the plan is for the footbridge to link in nicely with the station building, and then there'll be canopies with buildings that come out here, roughly. And then open platform for the rest of it, with some lights and seating and flower beds, things like that. I've intentionally made the platforms quite wide, which is a bit more realistic for this size of station. The footbridge will go across all platforms at that level. I have started painting things, but it's just a base coat. The front here, I've just finished installing the Fowler Road system. So that is a moving van, and it will go around, going the wrong way, but it will run round here and it will go under there. It will go along the front here and then it will go under through there. So something else I've done, a friend around the other day, and he got me to get the saw out. I started hacking up the baseboard, but these aren't fixed in, these girders. I need to make some more and start weathering and painting and weathering them. But yeah, so the girders will run through. There'll be a retaining wall all along the front here. I might put a market scene here. That's one idea. I've created a few Metcalfe buildings, as you can see. There's a combination there. I've still got a few more to go. It might go behind what you can see here, so it'll look like it goes back a bit further. As you can see, I'm in the process of painting the back scene. I may just keep it plain blue There is a sky blue colour that Wicks do, so that seemed like a good place to start. So that's what we started with. I've got some Metcalf flats. Just want to point out I'm not in association with Metcalf. I just really enjoy making their kit, so it's a good starting point. They go up quite quickly, and I don't think the finished product is that good. This is an insulated room, so the temperature doesn't fluctuate too much, so they should stay in good shape for a few years to come. Another addition to the track layout here, well, actually, let me just show you the whole junction. So there's been quite a few changes made on this junction. Starting on the left here, we've added in just a little siding that could stable a loco potentially for swapping out to a rail tour, something like that, or it could fit a wind-off MPV, track maintenance vehicle, or just a couple of random locos. It's nice to have something that's on display the whole time. I've updated this junction here, so I've made this junction a little bit more usable, is probably the right way of saying it. The branch line, which is new, which is the far line here, can run straight into the terminating platform siding, and then it runs into a little tunnel up there. That then loops round the corner under that tunnel and stops. And I've set up ABC shuttle braking. So on a 158 at the moment, I really want to do a 166, but I need to get around to converting another one to GWR. So that will automatically run to the end of there, down this branch line, into the bay platform, and stop up there automatically, come to a slow halt, and then the doors open, stays there for 2 minutes, doors shut, whistle goes off, and then it runs back down there. It does the same the other end. I need to probably insulate that with sound, so you can't hear it when it's under there, but ultimately it does work. That's all just done, as I say, with ABC braking shuttle mode, and the doors opening and whistle is all done through the random sounds on the Lock Sound V5 sound chip decoder. So that's all done. This junction here allows these two tracks and these two tracks all to be entered without hindering the other tracks, and they're bi-directional as well. So I'll still stick with the big signal gantry, which will go across there. Signalling I will do at a later stage, because I don't really need to do that much other than create the gantry. I can ballast and stuff before doing that. The only other signals I'll have will be up on that corner there on the lines coming in. So it will be quite basic from a signalling point of view. There may be a ground signal there and maybe a signal on the branch line to protect this junction. But ultimately the signalling should be relatively straightforward. It's just what sensors I use to clock it off the other end. But that's a project for another day. It's not going to stop my progress as it has done on previous layouts. So that's this junction. This junction originally was done this way because the outer two lines here did run straight off, roughly where the branch line comes in, and it was sort of a junction where those lines meet. Now in my mind, it's a 4-track main line that runs all the way around, and actually they all join up so it can be bi-directional, and then things split off, as I say in my mind, the other side of the station, the other end of the platforms. So 2 lines, maybe these 2 lines here, would go off in one direction and the other 2 a different direction. The way I seem to run it mostly is these outer 2 here seem to be mainly for freight, because they go into the longer fiddle yard tracks as well, so that fits in quite nicely. So they're almost freight avoiding lines even though they go through the station. And as you can see, we've got a very out of era rail tour. I just couldn't resist. I came across the twin pack at an exhibition, I forget which one it was, Ali Pali, a few weeks ago, and I just couldn't resist because the Cavalex 56 is pretty incredible. So I've not only have I changed my area, but I've also changed my era slightly. Well, I haven't changed it, I've just deviated from it with this these 56s. Anyway, enough waffle about rolling stock. So that's where we're up to on the layout. As you can see, I've built the cover here, which will be an industrial area. Annoyingly, and this is going to be a shameless shout out, these retaining walls, I think it's Bachmann Sincraft 44-254, I think it's the normal retaining wall. They don't seem to be in stock anywhere anymore, and I've planned it. I literally just need one twin pack. So if anyone's got any lying around that they definitely don't need, please let me know. I'm on the relatively popular auction platform, so if you list them on there, I'm more than willing to happy to pay the going rate. If you list them on there and drop me a message, my handle on that platform is Goodford. So yeah, if you do have any, it'd really be appreciated, because I could get this wall finished off then. This bridge is one that I made from the previous layout. I had to take a saw to it the other day, and obviously need to extend it out, but it actually fits in quite nicely here. As you can see here, we'll have some flats, and I think maybe in front of them, well, between them and the track, I'll have some trees and a grass area. Maybe there'll be a slight embankment there, but not a very big one. I still want to be able to see the trains, and maybe have a park. So we'll have a little subway going under the road here, and then a park the other side. I don't want to block the main line. So the reason why I extended these two tracks around from here, as I said, they just did go straight on, and they did a sharp corner there, and they went straight to the back. And I was sat at my desk here, which I've moved. You see, I've done a little shelf there, the programming tracks. I was sat there and things were running around the outer tracks. I thought, well, I can't even see them. That seems ridiculous. So although it only gives an extra maybe 4 or 5 foot of running length, it does make a difference when I'm sat there building a kit or something like that. I can actually look up and see the trains for the most part. So as I said, it has been changed slightly and evolved slightly, but I think the moves have been right so far, and this corner does offer some really nice sweeping sort of snaking when things come down this this line here, and then snake across there, and then round that curve. It does offer some nice scenes on a longer rake. I'm quite low on battery, so I don't know if I'll do a running session. I do want to get the layout up to a better standard before I do any sort of running session. So maybe in the next month or so. Next thing to do is probably start building some of these kits. As you can see, that's going to take a couple of hours. So I'll crack on with that, and then probably do a bit of ballasting. And then I might do a running session. I just want to get it up to that standard. And then the Fowler road system, once that's all been tested, I accidentally broke one of the wheels off the van that I had the other day. So one of those is winging its way to me at the moment, so I can actually test it. The wire's been installed. You might be able to tell, but this surface here is a bit smoother than the plain wood here, although that's only had one coat of paint, and that's had a couple. But yeah, so that's been filled and then sanded quite heavily. So the van, and I think I've ordered a truck and a bus actually, so we'll see what they look like. Hopefully it'll run around okay, and then I can start doing the retaining wall. And then the next job after ballasted will be to crack on with the platforms. I'm not sure how I'm going to do them yet, but so there's just spray painted black piece of wood for now, just to get a feel for what's going to be there. So yeah, very pleased with the progress so far. As you can see, it's slow and steady. Am I on track to finish it in a year? I hope so. that's still the plan, that's still the intention. Still got all the logos up on the shelves here. Just trying to think if there was anything else going to mention. I think that's it for now. So yeah, I'll leave it there for now, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in again, and hopefully I will do a running session or another update in the next few weeks. So yeah, take care. I'll see you soon.